Hi guys, my name's Marissa and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I post videos about lifestyle, specifically things like cooking, cleaning, decluttering, organization, personal finance, hacks, and beauty videos. If this is something that you're interested in, I would love if you subscribe to my channel and turned on the bell notifications so you don't miss when I upload. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I reset an area of my house, as well as did a little bit of meal prep. For those of you that don't know, I am a primarily stay-at-home mom, but I do work outside the home 2 days per week. My youngest 2 children share a room, and as you can see, it sometimes gets a little bit chaotic in there with them playing with their toys. I don't always pick up their room for them, but on this particular day, my 6-year-old was at school and my 2-year-old wasn't feeling well, so I decided to just go in here and reset it for them. I have a pretty good system of where their toys are, so it makes it really easy for me to just go in and put everything back. It also makes it a lot easier for them. That shelf behind me came from IKEA, and those bins are categorized by the type of toy that they are. So a lot of times they'll just pull out one at a time, and then when they're done, they'll just put everything back and put it back on the shelf. As you can see, I'm sorting things by like item. I find that it's far more efficient when you're cleaning a large mess like this to categorize your items rather than just putting them away one at a time and going back and forth from bin to bin around the room. I'm curious, comment down below if you help your children clean their room or if you just wait for them to do it on their own and you just shut the door so that you don't have to see the mess. I do a combination of both. With my 15-year-old son, I do not go into his room and clean it for him. That's his responsibility. However, with the younger children, I will, as you can see, help them from time to time. My 6-year-old could come in here and easily reset this. My 2-year-old would be able to put like toys together, but he would struggle with getting things back in their appropriate locations. When I looked back at this footage, it took me 6.5 minutes to clean this entire room, and that included setting up the camera. So you can see that if you've got a good organizational system in place for toys, it doesn't have to take that long to put it back together. Now I'm going to be showing you a meal prep idea. It's much later in the day, and I apologize that the lighting is a little bit off, but I'm going to be showing you a go-to recipe that I use if I'm wanting to prep something the night before so that it's easy to just put in the oven when it's dinner time the next day. I start by just taking a 9x13 baking dish and spraying it with cooking spray. I'm using an avocado spray that I pick up from Costco. Then I go into my refrigerator and just find any produce that is about to go bad that I want to use up. I have an assortment of things here that I'm going to be adding to this dish. I started with 1 large red potato as well as 1 white sweet potato. My children don't like sweet potato. Well, they think that they don't like sweet potato. So if they see that orange color, they immediately decide that it's not something they want to eat. I've started instead giving them white sweet potato, and they don't realize that they're eating something different. Now I am slicing up one zucchini. I try to cut everything semi-uniform into bite-sized pieces. That bag that I just pulled out of my freezer is where I store all of my food scraps. I will put the end of the zucchini, the end of the potatoes, as well as the top of the bell pepper. You'll see me do that in a moment. I'm currently putting the skin from that garlic in there. Once that bag is full, I will take it, dump it into my Instant Pot, and make vegetable broth out of it. I have another video of me showing how I make homemade vegetable broth. If you're interested, I will link it in a card above. I'm using 4 cloves of garlic today, but since this is really more of a method than a strict recipe, you can use whatever you have on hand. These are the vegetables that I had and I'm using today, but truly anything that you have in your refrigerator that needs to be used up can be added to this dish. Next, I'm going to be taking the rest of a head of broccoli. I had used part of this for a previous dinner and just had a little bit left, so I'm going to be taking that, breaking it apart, and putting that on top of the dish, as well as some cauliflower. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do work 2 days a week outside of the home. This is a perfect dish for days that my husband and I are both going to be at work all day, because we just have to come home and immediately put it in the oven. There's no prep work that's required, so it helps us get dinner on the table a lot faster. We typically try to prepare meals that are really simple on the days that we're both working. I'm now just slicing up one red bell pepper. What are the recipes that you make for your family when you're trying to get dinner on the table really quickly? Comment them down below. I am always looking for new recipes to make for my family, and if they are quick and easy, that is definitely a bonus. Now I'm going to add some mushrooms as well as some baby carrots that I had. I always buy mushrooms with the best intentions, but because I'm the only person in my household that likes them, it's often that when I purchase them, they are on the brink of going bad. I'm guessing that when I make this, my family is probably going to try to dodge the mushrooms, but that's all right because I love them and they get so flavorful in this dish. Finally, I'm just going to season this dish. I am using some fresh basil. You can see I'm sort of sorting through the package and picking out the pieces that are still good. I throw any extra herbs that I'm not going to use into that soup mix bag as well, just so that they don't go bad and they'll add additional flavor to my broth. So I am going through this basil and thyme, picking some of it out, adding it to my dish, and the rest will go into that freezer bag. Now I'm going to add some dry seasoning. I am doing 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Even though I put fresh garlic in this, I absolutely love garlic, so I'm going to use garlic powder as well. And 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. If I spread this out over an entire 9x13 baking dish, it shouldn't be too spicy for my children. The jar I'm opening is fennel seeds. I think that this will go really well in this dish because we are adding sausage and that will complement the flavor really nicely. I'm putting in 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds in this dish. The oil that I'll be using is an extra virgin olive oil that I picked up at Trader Joe's. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons and just try to evenly distribute it across the top of the dish. The final thing I will be adding before our sausage is just some salt. I'm using 1 teaspoon of salt. That little dish came from Target, from the line that Joanna Gaines makes. I can't remember the name of it right now. And finally, I'm just going to be adding our chicken sausage. I am using 5 links of chicken sausage for this dish. I believe that was a garlic flavored, but you can use any chicken sausage that you find. There's a ton of different options at Trader Joe's. I just picked this up at a Kroger. I will just chunk it up. I leave it in the casings, but you could remove it if you wanted to, and try to evenly distribute it on the top of the dish. This is my children's favorite part of the dish. They like this chicken sausage. The deal is that they don't get to have extra chicken sausage unless they've eaten all their vegetables. So I will give them an assortment of these vegetables on their plate, and if they want more than a couple of slices of the chicken sausage, they will have to eat those vegetables. And here's what it looks like when it's all assembled. I'm going to just put a lid on this and stick it into my refrigerator. When I get home, I will pull it out and then preheat my oven to 350 degrees and allow it to cook for about an hour, just until everything is cooked through and tender. I'm just going to finish up by doing the dishes before I go to bed. I hate waking up to dirty dishes, so I really try to be diligent about making sure that I'm doing them every night before I go to sleep. If you like videos like this, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss when I upload. Bye!